1 minute. Too much light. So the camera's probably readjusting if it's not already readjusted. But you can't have too much light. It'd be overexposed. And we don't have a camera operator.
Yes.
So we have to use the autofocus. Good job, Sony. All right. So we have left off, I think it's chapter what, 35?
Yes, we read 35 and 1 yesterday and was going into
Okay.
2.
So we're going into chapter 35. All right. So as you may notice, Moses has written Barashit, which is the first ones, or Barashata. Okay, the first ones. Then Moses, and that's the stories. Then Moses has a book, right? You can call it like the book of Kings, right? But it's more about whatever the assignment, the appointed one at the appointed time is supposed to be doing. So how this works. So you have the story, and then there's a certain book, and it's about a special appointment. In this case, with Moses, it's about Levi. So you have the book of Al-Lawikra. Al-Lawikra. You say, what's Al-Lawikra? Al is the predicate for Alawi, right? This is the word for Levi in the native language, in the Arabized dialect, Al-Lawi. Al-Lawikra. Lawikra, so how you say it. Okay? Al-Lawikra. So this is the kings of Moses' time. So now Moses is chronicling how it was appointed, who it was appointed to, and what the main role, because this must be established. So the priesthood and the peopling and the organization of the people and how it functions and how the priesthood serves the king, not the whole tribe of Judah. Mm-hmm. The tribe of Judah functions as a state, nation unto itself. Okay? But the Levites, how they function with the king of all the 12 tribes, and how they function with all the 12 tribes. This is what is important. So when you have this book, now you have Leviticus. That's what you call it, right? Now we also have a book of chronicling, of numbering. So Chronicles is the same as Numbers. All right? So now you have the chroniclings. This tells you the journey, where they went, and how it went forward. This pattern is all layered on top of just this 40-year period since they left Egypt. So it's how to rebuild from scratch. Everything you need, nothing of what you don't. So now you're learning the journeyings, the areas, its landmarks, it's getting familiarized with the territories by name. You say, why is by name? Because when you come back, the names may be different. So they may change the name, or it may be the same. If the name has been changed, you'll know it by the landmarks and the area that it's in. If the name is the same and the landmarks are the same, then you know that the prophets have spoken true. All right? So you don't come back and just Google it. Okay? You're going to have to landmark it. You're going to have to survey it. You're going to have to re-estimate it. Now, who's going to do that? Oh, I know. See, because it's not for everybody to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not from the tribe of Ephraim, then you don't touch it. You accept what we purchase, what we buy, and how we grow, and whatever the Most High gives in the process. But we don't touch the division until we have been completely united and the birthright divide the portions. Of course, according to the governings of the instruction, the law. So all of this is now showing you a pattern so that when you read, you know how to layer. Because some of you don't know that the book of Chronicles ends at the ousting of Jerusalem, according to the Greco-Roman time of 70 AD.
Wow.
Chronicles ends there. Rabbi Shay, how do you know Chronicles ends there? Because Zerubbabel is chronicled. He never became king. He left with the anointing and the appointment on him to come down through his line. So, I told you all yesterday it has been 50 jubilees since the death of Moses. Now, some of you should be hot and mad right now because you know that 50 jubilees is 2,500 years. And I'm here to make a correction to your observation. You are absolutely right. It has been 2,508 years. What? Right. So the Jubilee actually ended in 2015. Rabbi Sheikh, what are you talking about? 2015. It marked the end of that time frame. So it's been 8 years from 2015. So we are in the 51st Jubilee. In the second week, in the first year of the second week. It's 8. Hi, nice to meet you. I know you're all highly disturbed.
And so we are in
And that's how you get the year 4,958. And I don't care what Shay Whitey say about it. It has been 1,508 years since the exile. It has not been 2023. If you think I'm crazy, go look up and Google every time they changed the calendar. They added days, they added years, and see how often that has happened. And you do the calculation and try to calculate from the wickedness. As for me, I believe what the Most High has to say. Because if you're trying to chronicle time based upon the progression of advancement, I am older than Google. Persia, which we call Iran, they only changed their names maybe 70 years ago, 80 years ago. You could look it up. Persia is still Persia. If you ask an Iranian person, a person from Iran, what is their race, what is their culture, they will tell you I'm Persian. Persian. So if you don't want to accept what I'm telling you, very simply, just turn it off, stop the YouTube, and go back to sleep. We'll wait for the bombs to wake you up. Everybody now, I told everybody a year ago, right? Not to this date, it's actually a year and a half ago that World War III was going to start next year. They thought I was lying. I said it's going to start, all right? Even though I had to go to the States to deal with and figure out how I was going to get back and what I needed to do, going through the process, right? Walking with the Most High. I still told them it's going to start. It started. And the same way you did with Corona when I said that this was coming, you did the same exact thing. Oh, well, this is Ukraine. We don't really have nothing to do with it. It'll be over in a month. And again, it ain't over. So now, Rabbi Sheikh, what's going to happen exactly next? War is going to happen next. War. I told you all famine was coming.
Pestilence.
A famine is here, right? Eggs is $10. You can go back, go look at it. Eggs used to be 99 cents a dozen. And that's not a long time ago. I'm talking about like maybe 8 years ago. You can get 99 cents for a dozen of eggs.
Yeah. When I left, it was like two something to almost $3.
So it went from 99 cents when I left to maybe $2 or $3. Okay? And now we are all the way up to $10.
And even more than that in some places.
In that time frame, do you know you could have raised a whole chicken farm if you had 1 acre of land? But the problem is, you're asleep. You dream about money. And money is made. And you think, yeah, you got to make money. No, fool. Money is made. It is printed. They take wood and cotton and make it on paper and stamp it and tell you it has this value based upon something behind it. Right? Behind it. Give me this and I'll give you this in exchange. The law of exchange. But no, you didn't want to accept that. Now I'm telling you again, hey, if you want to survive, you better help me get land. Anywhere else you go and everywhere else you go, where you go to get land, where you go to try to start or do something, it will constantly come to nothing. So after you lose everything in America, you're going to go to another country. Not the one you want to.
Right. That's it. It's not.
You won't be able to go to the one you want to because wartime protocols. You will be evacuated to whatever is available. You will not have a choice. And then from there, you have to keep moving until you can make your way here. It's going to be rough. And you deserve all of it.
Right, because that's more exiles.
You deserve all of it. Why? Because you didn't listen. You didn't heed with any amount of reason or understanding. So you deserve it. And that's what's coming next, right? You're going to see war break out, animal and beast attacks, and then you're going to see, again, an increase in famine. And you can say, it's all part of the pandemic. You're right.
Yeah.
But it's written here, and it tells you that it's coming, and you're still going to it.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead, pandemic. The wicked doing it, but you deserve it because you don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to build your own self-sustainment, but you greedy because if you see a piece of green paper, you want it.
Mm-hmm.
It represents what you can have and a desire because you just want to be wealthy. And wealth is created easily.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's a guy with a field that just grows grapes, and he's rich. What does he make? Grape juice, wine, grape vinegar. I just said just grapes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. All right, so moving on to 35 because I'm gonna keep reading this law and you're gonna keep getting it. And Yah spake with Moshe in the plains of Moab, between Jordan and Jericho. Command the sons of Israel that they give to the Levites from their inheritance cities to dwell in. So it says for the king, in this case Moses, to command the 12 tribes to give the Levites cities to dwell in first. So now they get a metropolis area where they can conduct business. And open spaces to the cities round about shall you give to the Levites. What's the open spaces for? Well, let's see. And the cities shall be for them to dwell in, and the suburbs for their cattle, their property, and all their needful things.
Their sustainment.
So the Levites receive self-sustainment among us, and they're just given the place. Here, take this for you and your family. You live in the city because you have to get to the tabernacle, right? And do whatever work you need to, and for business. But you need to grow and be productive too for your own, because the Levites have to give an offering too, right?
Right. And
The Levite have to give an offering too.
right. And two, don't they have to have a space to store when everybody brings their
Right, you bring your
sacrifices?
sacrifices, they got to store
Stored
it up
up.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, the prince is going to have, by the temple stores is with the prince.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the rest of them?
Right.
All over the other places. They got to store it up too.
Mm.
But of the cities which you give the Levites, the suburbs round about the city shall be 1,000 cubits without round about the city. So whatever town they have that town and 1,000 cubits. How much is a cubit? A cubit is exactly half a meter. So 500 meters. All right? It's half a meter, 50.
You said 5,000 meters?
Right, they got 1,000 cubits, it's 500 meters around the city.
Wow.
And that doesn't matter the size of the city, right?
Yes.
So if the city grows, the border of it extend out equal for 500 meters. So they have more or less depending on the size.
Right.
And you shall measure outside the city on the east side 2,000 cubits, on the south 2,000 cubits, on the west 2,000 cubits, and on the north 2,000 cubits, with the city in the midst. These shall be to you the suburbs of your city. So the city now have this buffer zone, right? So there's ones in the city, then there's the city itself, and it have what, 500 cubits, its limits. Then in the suburbs, it has 2,000 cubits, its limits, which is 1,000 meters. That's a kilometer. So they have 1 kilometer roundabout in this day space. These shall be to you the suburbs of the cities. So they have a city limit. Okay? When you say a city, like a city, it's a city. Like if it's Amman or Salt or Jerash or Brooklyn or Manhattan or it's a city. That city, no matter how densely populated or the size, is a 500 meters around. And if it's a suburb, country land, that township have 1,000 meters, which is 2,000 cubits, the kilometer. And of the cities you give to the Levites, 6 shall be for refugees, to manslayers, that the manslayer may escape thither. Besides these, you shall give them 42 other cities. All the cities that you give to the Levites shall be 48 cities with their suburbs. Okay? So the Levites have 42 cities scattered and sparse throughout. Of the 42, 6 is for manslayer fleeing. And then of the other 42, both city and suburbs, this for them, just for living, wherever. All right? So that's 48 total. So what does that tell you off the bat? If you have 12 land divisions, right? There's 12 land divisions, right? You're going to get about 4. You're going to get 4 in each. And 1 out of 3 is going to have a manslayer city.
Right.
Because they have 6. So 1 out of 2. So you get 1, each other 1 will have a manslayer. Because you have 6 out of 12. So it's half of them. So where do you put the manslayer?
In the city.
It's got to be like close to a border so that if he's in this side of a city, they can flee this way. Okay, it's a mercy involved. But it's 48, so that's 4 cities per land region. That's it. We'll be back. Rabbi Sheikh, why is this so important to know? Why? Because I'm building neighborhoods. Buying land, I'm building neighborhoods. The neighborhoods will grow into cities. It can start off as, one small area, maybe 10 houses, maybe five, and it can grow. It can grow. It will grow. As it grows, it will continue to grow because we will continue to give, right, for the absorption of the poor and for the reestablishment of the nation, even after you get here. Everything that we do, you're giving now for the establishment of the nation, and everything that you do moving forward is reinvested into the building of the nation as well. It doesn't stop until we have everyone and everything.
Rabbi Sheikh, as we're reading this, what has come to mind, we know that the Levites are Yah's wife, even though all of Israel. But this is what, and so you see here, though his wife doesn't have an inheritance, Yah makes provision for his wife.
Right.
And for her to take care of, like the industrious woman
Right.
that we read in Proverbs 31. That's what the Levites.
It's not just them. It's
Yeah,
all of us.
it's all of us.
It's
But
the same
seeing
thing.
this,
It's the same thing.
yeah,
So the Levites, they have a portion,
yeah,
but it's not like the brethren.
brethren, yeah,
It's a different type of portion.
yeah,
You don't get a portion of land,
right,
but you do have a place. You have this, and you have this special service unto the Most High. This is the exchange. There is a law of exchange. You want to be closer to the Most High. Okay, you closer to me. That means you have less need of these other things because I require this service.
right.
So if you're doing this for me, you're not going to be able to do the other things that the others are doing. The others do things that they need to do, that they like to do for themselves.
Like a wife to her husband.
Same thing. So the same way the Most High is organizing the tribes, he's organizing a house of wives in this case. Okay? So if you look at the Levites and say, oh, well, they have the priesthood. Okay. So you look at that and say, well, that's like the favorite wife. Right? It's not the first. Okay?
Yes, sir.
But it's the favorite one. But because she's so close to him, she don't get everything that the others do. There's an exchange. Okay? She's consuming the most of his time and staying the most time in his intimate area. So the others get whatever they want and whatever they need, that is right in the eyes of the husband. And this one, she's maintained and kept. She's dressed how he likes, and she's with him with the majority of the time. But everybody has an appointed time to be with the Most High. So yes, it is organized. That is the organization of it. And what happens? Oh, the Most High chose Levi, so what you going to do? So that's it. This is the one, and she's in the house all the time. I come from time to time when called. Okay? When called. Other than that, I'm good. I don't need to be in there. Let us gather to the house of the Most High for what? I have things to do. I have a job. people.
Yeah.
Moving on. But when you give the cities from the inheritance of Bani Israel, from the tribe whose people are many, you shall give many.
That's what you were saying the other day about Israel. If there's many of us, you get
Get a
many.
lot.
Lot. If there's small,
If you have a small family,
you get
oh, it's
small.
just you and your husband? Oh, that's very nice. Here, his little small space. Now I want 8 acres. What?
Where
What
you
you?
ate what?
What you going to do with 8 acres? How you going to cultivate this?
Right.
You one man. You have one wife. She's small. One little woman here. How's she going to turn the stones with you?
Mm-hmm.
How you cultivate this?
Oh, goodness. Mm.
You see? You small. You small and you want much. No, 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 no. You small, you get small. You big, big family? Oh, you have to have big. Now, because you have self-sufficiency. Because you have some, they work in your store. You have some, they work in your field. You have some, they maintain the land and the area, keep things clean, nice, everything working together. This organization, this big, this strong, you get much. That's the law. You don't like it? I know you don't like it.
Yeah, because I've heard men who said, "Oh, I just need one wife."
No, no,
Then
you
you
no,
hear
no, 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 no.
women,
That's good. You can have
just
just
me and my
no, 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 no.
husband.
That's good. You can have it.
Yeah,
No,
you
no.
sure
Shh.
can.
Be quiet.
Yes, sir.
Don't tell a fool
Yes, sir.
when he is wrong.
Yes, sir.
You can have this one. It's a beautiful thing. You cannot fight love. You entitled to food, a place to sleep, and some work. This is your entitlement by law. Your place to sleep will be enough for you and your wife, and some extra space for her uncleanness. It's very good. You know? We even give you an extra room, give you opportunity to make some children. So they get apartment. The man with 8 wives,
Get a house.
he gets the building. No, it's no problem. This we have solution for the people. They very in love, very strong, and they don't want nothing. They don't want. You don't want, so you don't get. But I have money. No, we have a law. It's not the
Yes.
money. Because rebuilding the kingdom, once you get you land by inheritance, by lot, then you get according to your lot. But even though your lot's supposed to be big, you cannot get big till you big enough
To have big.
to manage it.
Yeah, that's very foreign. Very foreign.
Right. So if your inheritance literally can be the size of a county. Right? The size of a county.
Yeah.
And you can divide it out to your whole family if it's big enough. However, if you can only manage one little block, then you'll get one block. We give you one little acre, you manage this. It's you, one wife, and one small child. Let's work this. When you get a little bigger, a little stronger, we give you more. But work this for the first 7 years. And we let somebody bigger take this side next to you, and they develop it. You can take it back from them in 7 years. Then you have what they put here and what you got. Then you'll be bigger at that time. Your son is older. Maybe he help you. Maybe you get some more wives and something. Something. You get something. If not, we wait 50 years, the Jubilee come. You have all this time. You could have took many wives, had many sons, and you take the whole inheritance that's promised to you. We're not about money. What can you manage?
That's it. What you can handle, not what you want.
This is a law of birthright. This is a law of possession. You are given what you can manage. I can manage a lot. Sounds good. You still have yet to manage to give to the sanctuary to buy the land anyway. Since you can manage a lot, why don't you manage that so we can get to fulfilling this law? And then we could see, because there's plenty of sheep out here. We can get you some sheep. Before you get the sheep, though, you got to get the land. And then you have to build the sheep pen for the sheep you're going to get. Then we buy the food and the sheep at the same time. And then you go shepherd. Now I got to feed you while you feed the sheep. See?
Yes.
There's a cycle, everything. Then you learn when you got sheep that it takes 2 men to tend sheep. What are you talking about? Why take 2 men to tend sheep? Because one man, the one that feed them every day, this man the sheep will follow. You need another man, this man a driver. What's a driver? He get behind the flock and the sheep afraid of him. And he's chasing them to follow the man that the Most High put in front. Oh, excuse me. I slipped. I said the Most High put in front. That the master of the house put in front of them. So the driver, he owned the land and the sheep, but the shepherd is just a worker. But the sheep know the shepherd. And the man that owned the sheep, he become a driver and he drive them. Now the shepherd, what's the shepherd's benefit? If I come in poor, not having contributed to the ownership of the land, I will help this man with sheep. And the agreement is I help him for this amount of time, and I will get this count of the sheep. Of the sheep. This one, this mine, this for him. Not counting the Most High's portion and what goes to him.
That's what Jacob did.
I know, but you know what I'm saying? These people, they don't understand too much.
Yeah.
So where are we? So, and from the tribe whose people are few, you shall diminish. Give them something small. This tribe is small. Give the Levites small in this tribe that's small. So if you have a little, you give a little. If you have a lot, you give a lot. That's it. You don't like it? I don't know what to tell you. Everyone shall give of his cities to the Levites according to the inheritance he possesses.
That's an instruction.
Now you say this is for the Levites, this is for all, because he said the same thing for the tribes.
Yep.
One law, one judgment.
Yep.
And yet Yah spake with Moshe, saying, speak with the sons of Israel and say to them, when you have passed over Jordan, they think I'm making this up. Could you read this next verse for me, please?
You unto the land of Canaan.
No. Read the whole thing.
Okay. And speak with the sons of Israel and say to them, when you have passed over Jordan.
Oh. You see that?
Yes, sir.
You see it right there?
Yes, I do.
So they had to pass over Jordan. Wait. They had to pass over Jordan.
Yes, sir.
When they came out of Egypt the first time with Moses, and they said no, and it took 40 years.
Yes.
Now Moses about to die. They still got to pass over Jordan with Joshua,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
And now here we are
Oh,
again at
again.
the end of the 400-year captivity, and I'm telling them to come and let us again pass over Jordan,
Yes.
right?
Yes. We're getting another chance.
Yeah,
Do
but
it right.
yeah, we could do it right. I mean, it's possible if they want to get up at any time. I mean, whenever you feel like it. I don't think you will. I think you're going to eat a couple of missiles and then be like, "Oh my God, I should have did this." I know, but it's okay. But I just wanted to show you here about keeping the law. You have the standard here. You're supposed to come. We are in Jordan to pass over Jordan, right, into the land of Canaan. And you have yet to give and to come because you arguing about false teachings and false doctrines from fools, from pastors and shepherds who are asleep.
Yep.
All of the camp leaders, all of the churches, all of the masjids, you out there with them. Nothing against the masjids. They are for the Ishmaelite. They're not for the children of Israel. However, if you want to stay, stay.
Yeah, they call it the flea doctrine.
No, I'm not saying I don't have no flea doctrine. I don't.
That's not what it is.
I don't have a flea doctrine. If you think the Most High going to give you America, stay there. You haven't been able to take it in 400 years.
And they know that it's to be destroyed.
Right.
That's what I don't understand.
Right. So when the Most High went to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot, he hung out and waited for an angel to move him. Right? That's what happened. So they all hanging out. They think they right, and they waiting for the Most High to move them. I ain't got to move. Most High gonna move me. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna wait.
Yeah.
So you're gonna cross over Jordan unto the land of Canaan. You shall provide you cities.
Who?
You
Yourself. You.
shall provide you cities.
cities.
So how do you provide you cities? Oh, I know you're gonna buy them.
You have to prepare it. You the one that has to do
You
it.
gotta live in it. You
Yeah.
provide you. You right here. Numbers 35 and 11. You provide you cities.
Now, they're looking for the city to come from here and we hook up the
No, it's coming from heaven made of gold. No. It's not happening.
It's not happening that way.
Here we go. We flagging down the angels. Beep, beep, beep. All right. Here's the extension cord. Plug it up. Plug it up. Hook up the plumbing. Beep, 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 beep. Well, we're going to lose 1 million people with the city landing on us. But it's for the glory of the Most High. Beep, beep.
And you gonna get squashed in the midst of it?
No.
Oh, goodness.
When you have passed over Jordan. So when you read Jubilees, it says it will be 7, 2, and yet 40 to learn the law until you have passed over Jordan. And that's not talking to Joshua.
Nope.
Jubilees 50 is talking
To you.
to you, to me, and you shall provide you cities with streets and houses of living, boarding houses, cities of refuge shall they be to you. That thither the manslayer may flee who hath killed a man inadvertently. And they shall be to you for cities of refuge, for the manslayer from the avenger of blood, that the man may not be put to death till he have stood before the congregation for judgment. Guess what? You are the guilty manslayer in this case. You have taught your sons to be idolatrous and your daughters to be idolatrous. You have taught your sons to be whoremongers and your daughters to be whores. I'm not talking to the rest of the world right now. Mind your dang business. I'm talking to my brothers and sisters, the ones whom I am appointed over, who don't listen to me, but you guilty.
Passing
You're
their children
guilty
through the
of
fire.
death. You're guilty of mingling idolatrous teachings. Teachings that have not been known from the days of your forefather. So Moses, Abraham, Enoch, and Adam have the same understanding. And then when you read this same understanding and you get this one, then you find out that Joshua, Judges, Samuel's, 1st, 2nd Kings, 1st, 2nd Chronicles, the major prophets, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and the minor prophets, that's everybody from Amos to Malachi, are all talking about the same thing. I know because I have the manuscripts, which I've made available to you. And that nowhere, because when Ezra is kicked out and Zerubbabel is driven, the Maccabee period is over. They went straight through all of that. It's on the other side. You were ousted in 70 AD. That was 1,500 years ago. And I don't care what nobody say. According to my manuscripts, this is the count of the time. Now you can believe what you want. Go ask Josephus. As a matter of fact, Josephus is from Rome. Why don't you go there and bow down to the rest of the idols? Nobody come here and tell me nothing that somebody else said. I don't want to hear it. Don't ask me for proof. If you can't accept this, stay where you are. I got a missile for you. There's a missile sandwich coming. And when you get it, eat it. Okay? If you survive the missile sandwich, I got wild beasts coming. When you get it, be eaten. If you survive the wild beast, because of the carcasses everywhere, pestilence and disease is coming. Eat it. If you survive that and you find yourself in a strange country, try to stay there. Set up, establish yourself. When they come to make war with you, eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Why? Because you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. We'll be right back. Now, everybody want to sit down and say, anybody want to sit down and say, you're taking it out of context. In order for you to understand context, you're going to have to come here, you're going to have to read the books. So if you want to debate what I'm saying, get the books first. Don't come to me with some other books, because I don't read those. Ask my sister. Ask the brother and ask anybody who knows me. I read one set of books. I've only read one set of books, and that's these from the Aramaic, and that is it. That is all. Between this and my relationship and my journeys through the land to see all that the Most High has shown me till now has propelled me to this position. It wasn't my choice. So now it says, you shall provide you cities when you cross over Jordan with streets, cities with streets.
With streets, yes.
And houses of living.
Boarding houses.
Right? And then on top of that, cities of refuge shall they be to you. That the guilty one, the manslayer, you guilty, you the manslayer,
Yes.
you with your usury. You charge usury to your brothers and your sisters to make profit. You're a manslayer. You cause the people to be poor and then you look down upon them because they don't have the money and they should be employing the wicked systems that you do. You're guilty. You're all guilty of death. Now, if you want to flee, well, you provide you cities. I'm sitting here. How do I know? Because I was once guilty with you. So I came out to provide refuge for my own self. And now that I have refuge, I'm telling you, if you want a survival, come on this way. Because the same way I told you about the plagues in 2019, and then Corona came out, now you're explaining that away as something else. Well, that's fine, because this next thing, you won't be able to explain. As a matter of fact, when everybody else sees it, you'll be the only dummy saying, this is not planned. This is not a script. This is not a drill. We are not in the Matrix. This is real. We have been lying. We inherited these lies. Get your stuff together. We need to go. We got to get out of here. Watch.
You know what's funny with that, with the word you just had shared and spoken about inheriting the lives of the fathers? They're thinking that's for the other nations. No,
They're talking to somebody.
Yeah.
They're talking to you because you out there living with them, believing with them. Right? Now, they're talking to the survivors. So the ones of you who hear me and you didn't move, don't worry. You'll be dead. And your deaths will testify to the other people who never heard, and then they get the opportunity to see if they will listen. And so this will go, and it will go through 9 people, and they die, and then one will be like, no, I think I'm gonna listen. I think he's telling the truth. And it will repeat. 1 out of 10 will make it. And everybody's got their own journey and their own path. Some will make it now in the early building phases and really get this thing established and build a great name for themselves. And others will come in year 40. It was rough. I barely made it in. Well, you made the choice, fool. So now you see that this is an instruction for you. Accept it or reject it, but you'll see, because right now I'm still just giving you the basics of the law. This is just foundations. Wait till we go to the judgment level 1 or layer 1. We'll wait till that, because after we finish Deuteronomy 34, that's exactly where we're going. But by the time we reach Deuteronomy 34, you will be 100% guilty. And it's free for the plagues to come out upon you. Yeah. You see? And it will be when all these words, the blessings and the contraries, which I have set in order before you, will have come upon you. Then you'll be converted in your heart and return to the fear of the Most High. Yeah, I'm telling you.
You know what? And that's the biggest problem, because there's no fear of the Most High. They're more in fear of the pandemics than they are
I'm gonna show
to
you,
the instructions.
No, I'm going to show you a pandemic. It says, you will be converted in your heart and return to my fear. This is Yah's fear.
Yes.
Because you don't have it.
No, you don't.
And return to my fear in all the dispersions among the nations which Yah has scattered you. I put that song at the end of every video now. You're going to get this. It's going to be bad. It's going to be terrible. But I see that we need it, And we're going to now walk it out together. All right. And that the man may not be put to death and shall have stood before the congregation of judgment. And these cities which you give shall be 6 cities of refuge for the manslayer. 3 you shall appoint beyond Jordan. So 3 are on this side of the Jordan, and 3 in the land of Canaan. Cities of refuge shall they be for the sons of Israel. So 3 is beyond Jordan,
Yeah.
and 3 in the land of Canaan.
Yeah.
For the sons of Israel and the sojourners among you. You shall be these 6 cities of refuge, that thither whoever hath killed a man through ignorance. That means you did wrong in ignorance. It's not the manslayer who went out and made murder intentionally. You followed bad laws, bad instructions, and it was a bad side effect, right? The ignorance. But if he smote him with an instrument of iron and killed him, he is a murderer. I just explained that.
Yes, she did.
And the murderer shall be surely put to death. Or if filling his hand with a large stone, enough to kill anyone, he struck him and he killed him, he's a murderer. And the murderer dying shall die. So this is people who kill through ignorance. You who do not know these laws and do not know these customs and do not know these traditions and do not know the ordinances that I am teaching, you who do not know are killing people. You're killing my people. You who are trying your best to live in these strange nations with these strange governments and strange rules, you are killing my people. You are the manslayer. You are guilty. You women who refuse to leave and refuse to accept the customs and traditions of Sarah, your mother, of 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 Rebecca, of Leah, of Rachel, of Bilhah, and you refuse to accept these customs and traditions, you are killing my people. You women who leave your men and your husbands trying to continuously find something better because you believe you are beautiful, you are killing my people. You're killing the men. You who are not modest. You who only seek to entice men, hoping to land a rich one. You are killing my people. It's through innocence. You strippers. You porn stars. You sexy dressing people. You.
Seducers.
You. You're killing my people through your ignorance. You, the men of my people who fall for this foolishness every second of the day, you are guilty and deserve death as well. You who teach your sons this monogamy thing, you who fail to sow into the community though you have it, you who continuously teach people how to live in strange laws and not under the law of the Most High. You are killing my people through ignorance. So you're guilty. And all of you who kill people, knives, rocks, guns, right? Or filling his hand with an instrument of wood sufficient to kill anyone, he struck him and killed him, he's a murderer. the murderer shall be put to death. So you who really kill people, police departments, right? Armed, you're part of a combat battalion in the armed forces. You're guilty. You're just a murderer. You're a murderer. Okay. But we're defending our country. Not if you're in America. America doesn't defend its country that way. America is colonizing.
Thing is, that ain't our country.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what defense you putting up in Zimbabwe.
That's not our country.
Zimbabwe ain't even coming to America to do anything over there. Right? They had no desire to. So this is the way it is. But I don't care about what the world is doing. This doesn't pertain to you. This pertains to my people. And if you're in those places, then you're guilty. You're a murderer. No murderers. The Most High is not. He's going to kill all you murderers, all you pastors. Yeah, you, right? All of you, all the pastors, all the teachers, all the camp leaders, all of you, you're murderers. All of you. I don't care where you are. You can be in any place in the world. You can be in Israel. You can be anywhere. I don't care. You can be throughout Africa, all of you. Nigeria, Ghana, I don't care. South Africa, all of you are murderers. The avenger of blood may himself kill the manslayer if he meet him outside of these cities. He may kill him in judgment. I want you to know right now, the Most High is coming, and he is the avenger of blood. And he will honor this.
He's gonna kill you.
He's going to kill you unless you make it to the refuge. Now, there's a price of admission coming into the city of refuge.
Yep.
You're going to change. You're going to obey these laws. You're going to keep these statutes, and you're going to like it. You're going to keep them with joy and with happiness. Yes, you is. But if the manslayer had assaulted in enmity and intentionally with a club or a staff or thrown stones upon him with purpose of heart and killed him, or cherishing enmity had struck him with his hand and killed him, he is a murderer. Dying he shall die. The avenger of blood may slay the homicide when he has been condemned. So, like I said, if you committed the murder, you know what I'm saying? You choked him, right? You beat him that he died. There's nothing for you anywhere. But if in ignorance, without keeping of malice, he let anything fall upon him, having no intention to kill, or if without intention he let a stone sufficient to kill anyone, or any other thing fall upon him and kill him without having hatred, right? Or propose to do him harm, then the congregation shall judge between him and who had smitten him, and the avenger of blood according to these judgments. So, again, this goes for all of you, especially you in America, right? So because you stood around and watched people get killed, you're guilty, right? You're guilty, right? You allowed it to happen. You watched it happen. You did nothing. You did nothing when it was the criminals. You did nothing when it was the police either. You did nothing. So you're all guilty. You saw it on television, on the news, you're guilty. You've seen it in your own neighborhoods, you heard about it, and nobody could do anything. You decided to march.
And follow that man's law.
You started with having a peaceful protest. That's not you guilty of manslaying. You're guilty, okay? Moving on. And the congregation shall release the manslayer from the hand of the avenger of blood, and make him return to his city of refuge, whither he had fled, and he shall dwell there until the time that the high priest died. That's fine. Not my problem. Okay? The time of the high priest dying.
Yep.
Okay? He shall dwell there until the time that the high priest died, when whom the multitude, right, the Saja, had anointed with oil of anointing, because he did not pray on the day of atonement and in the Holy of Holies concerning the three great transgressions, that the people of the house of Israel might not be smitten for strange worship, or impure connections, or the shedding of innocent blood, when it was in his power to obviate them by his prayer, and he prayed not. Therefore he hath been condemned to die in that year. Now somebody's going to say, we don't have a high priest. Oh, yeah, we do. He's on the chopping block, and his replacement is in view. Last year was a pretty rough year. Kind of messed up. But that's an internal thing. It's internal. I'm moving right along. But if while the high priest is yet alive, the manslayer go without indeed from the bounds of his city of refuge whither he hath fled, and the avenger of blood find him without the bounds of his city, he may kill the manslayer without being guilty of death. So even while the high priest alive, the Most High still have a law to create judgment to kill you. So the high priest, who is guilty right now, is guilty.
Yeah.
So while the high priest is guilty right now, the Most High may seek you and kill you. Why? Because you know the law, because I just taught it to you. Now it can be exercised. High priest alive or not. And I say, well, why is he allowed to kill the priest still alive? And the reason is this: for he should have lived in his city of refuge until the death of the high priest. But after the high priest is dead, he may return to the land of his inheritance. So you're supposed to abide in the city of refuge. You'll know when it's the time to go after the wicked high priest die, and you can go to the land of your inheritance. Now you know the law. After these indications shall be to you a decree of judgment for your generations in all your dwellings. I got to write another decree. It's all right. Because the Day of Atonement just so happens to be just a few more weeks away. Don't worry. You'll see it. I'll put it right up on this channel. I'll make the decree. Whosoever killeth a man according to the word of witnesses fit to give testimony against him, the avenger of blood, or the house of judgment, the Beit Din. Okay? Those are the only two people who are fit to convict a man of the judgment of death. Now you can say, well, who is the avenger of blood? The family have the choice to choose one person, not a gang, not a coalition, not a group. One. One person may go and track down this other one person and kill him because they knew that he killed him. And they have the right to avenge this blood. You guys don't know that, because you don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's not like a bloody war. It's 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm.
And it's either the Avenger of Blood kill him or the Beit Din. Now, if you don't remember just a few verses back, when we bring the matter into the court, the same one who was appointed to kill him will be brought in. There is a judgment made, and the Avenger of Blood will kill him before the congregation and the court, thereby ending the matter
Yeah.
because he was found guilty. You got it?
Yes.
Okay. So I read that before, but don't worry about it. One step at a time, one day at a time. I don't expect you to get this all today. You may not take a ransom for the release of a murderer who is guilty of death. For dying he shall die. There's no bail in murder cases. There's no ransom. There's no pay it off. There's no settlement. There's no millions of dollars. It's not permitted. So again, if you accepted a ransom instead of someone else's death when your family member died, you wrong. You guilty. Neither may you take ransom for him who hath fled to his city of refuge, so as that he may return to dwell in the land before the time of the high priest's death, his decease. So there's no bribery. You cannot go back home because you're the house where you want to be at because you paid. Once you go to the city of refuge, you have to stay there till the high priest died. Or the matter be tried in court. Okay? Now you say, what do you mean that the matter be tried in court? If it's tried in court and you're found innocent, you still have to remain
That's
in the
right.
city of refuge till the high priest died because the high priest is guilty. He made a mistake. So now when the high priest died, now you get to go home. And we know that the Most High going to take the high priest because he's guilty. The Most High don't miss. Nor contaminate ye the land in which you are, because innocent blood have not been avenged, will overflow the land, and there is no atonement made for the land upon which innocent blood has been shed, but by the shedding of innocent of the blood who shed it. So if your land is guilty of shedding innocent blood, America, Europe, England, Portugal, Spain, France. Huh? Israel. If your land is guilty of shedding innocent blood, then there is no repentance. It is guilty. It is marked for death. This is why the war is coming, and this is the judgment of the nations. Why? One law, one judgment. It's not for everyone to obey the law. It is for me and my people to obey and to exercise it in our lives over ourselves. And if you wish to survive the wrath of our God, then you will join us in it. But I don't need to convert you. You must pay for the crimes that you have committed. Therefore, defile not the land in which you are, and the land in which you are in. For my Shekinah dwelleth in the midst of it, for I am Yah, whose Shekinah dwelleth among the children of Israel. So it doesn't matter that you are now dispersed among the nations. The judgment is the same. All right, one step at a time, one day at a time. Now you know you're guilty, you know why you're guilty, and there is no further question about your guilt. So when I say that all of you are wrong, I'm not lying. You saying you're the only one right? At this stage, yes, because I did all of the steps that the Torah instructions said for me to take to be justified, and now I'm trying to help you in your redemption. But you trying to see whether or not you believe what I'm talking about. Therefore, trying the arm of the Most High to see if his wrath will be poured out upon you. So let's test it again. Because not like I didn't do this to say this in 2019. Let's try it again. It don't matter. We'll do it one more time. This time, let's go all the way through with it, okay? Let's receive everything so that there is no further questions. One step at a time, one day at a time.
Your blessings and they conquer me, which I have said.